from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
We struggled as to strike.
The Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was a lie. The president never gave me any deadline.
It's a wonderful morning. Thank you for joining us here on Global Television. It's Global Morning, and of course, as always, this is what we do every 3 hours, every weekday, just to keep you abreast of happenings around the country and beyond. Today is a bit spectacular for us, given the conversations we've had the week leading to today, which is the hardship protest, or if you like, put it differently, the protest against hardship, which has formed several of the crucial talking points across the country today, whether you're watching your television or listening to radio and all of that. But we still want to make it a great day for you on Global Morning today, as is always the case. I am Uyi Agmofregbe, and Jumaya Manson is also on the program this morning.
How are you doing, Uyi?
Very well.
It's great to have you, as in, although today is really, like you said,
I thought you were going to say public holiday.
No, it's not. And to each and every one of you out there, thank you all so much for tuning in. Yes, I am Jumai Manson, and it's a beautiful Thursday morning, of course, the 1st of August. Happy New Month.
I wish you the same.
And we know what's happening when it comes to the 1st to the 10th of August nationwide protest that is about to kickstart. We've not gotten any wind yet, but once we do, definitely we will keep you informed when it comes to the protest today. Well, it is a beautiful day. Let's sit back, relax. And yes, it's Global Morning on Global Television. It's great to have you all here with us.
You know, on my way to work this morning, Jumai, for a second, I was thinking about the weather because they were showing signs of raining today. Of course, it's August. Growing up, we used to hear about August break. My mom was a big fan of August break because of the kind of work that she did and stuff like that. But these days, all thanks to climate change, I think that phenomenon of the elements is no longer there, and it's not pretty much these days. But more importantly, I was thinking of what would happen most likely if it rains very heavily, let's say across Abuja, for example, and in what ways would that practically shape the demonstration or the protest?
Or hinder.
Exactly, that kind of thing. One of the thoughts that came to my head is people who mean to protest or demonstrate will not be hindered, or will not find an obstacle in the weather and things like that, especially if they want to keep it peaceful. You know, maybe the rain could even be of an advantage to them in terms of driving home the message and things like that. But then I also took out time to look at some things the federal government had done the last 1 to 2 weeks, showing that it pacifies Nigerians, placates those who want to protest and things like that. So we'll let our viewers in on all of those as we make progress into the show this morning.
Yes, definitely. And of course, we should try as much as possible to commend what the government is trying to do, really like what we said, to pacify the young youths. I know you're talking about, well, we're going to give them all the details.
Of course. It's the reason we're here today.
It's the reason we are here today. And just stay tuned, and just stay tuned to Global Television as we keep you informed, as we drive along with you, as we pilot this particular episode of Global Morning. But it's so far so good. It's peaceful. I drove to work today.
And it was smooth.
It was really smooth, though the road scanty and all of that. The cars were not much on the road, but driving was smooth sail. There was no problem, no hitters, no nothing. Everything fine. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope that it continues.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
What I noticed was that I think, as naturally expected, there'll be misgiven. People are not so sure. There's that uncertainty. All right. There's also this fear of the unknown. We don't know how it's going to turn out. I'll better just stay in my house. But we'll talk to our viewers this morning as to what you should do, some of the basics you should do if you were to join the demonstration this morning, because our assumption at Global Television is that the protest will be smooth, and that's the expectation as well. So we're not looking at, we're not discussing violent demonstrations or some hoodlums or criminal elements hijacking the process and things like that. So we'll talk to you basically about issues around how you can participate in the demonstration very effectively without having to overstep your bounds or commit any sort of legal infraction.
Very true. Exactly what you've just said. It's very important that the protest today, for everyone that's going to be participating in the protest, please let it be civil and peaceful. The most important thing is driving home the message, not incurring more damage to what you feel is already on ground. So let's try as much as possible to align with the rules, regulations when it has to do with protests, and most importantly, let it be peaceful and safe. It's where no one loses their lives because of driving home a message or trying to feel as if you're being intimidated by the law enforcement agencies. Well, funny enough, we're talking about law enforcement agencies. I saw some tanks on the road, some army vehicles and all of that. Well, nothing serious, but
just a standby to forestall any breakdown of law and order. Right?
Like I mentioned before on Global Morning, it's not the fear of the protest. No, it's a fundamental human right, but the problem is the outcome, how some miscreants will take advantage and cause havoc and chaos in the society. So that's what people are trying to avoid and all of that. But hopefully it's peaceful. The message has been driven to the right, to the government, which is very important. And like I said, fingers crossed.
Right, so keep our fingers crossed. But while we're at it, let's take a quick break now. Everyone, as we join Anthony Momodu to bring you a snapshot of sports. We understand that Nigeria contingents at the 2024 Olympics have been making their own impact one way or another, trying to make us proud the best they can under the circumstances prevalent there. So we'll talk to you about that now with Anthony Momodu's report.
Hello sports fans, welcome to Sports News Update. Fears are growing that Manchester United's new £59 million signing, Lenny Yoro, faces a lengthy layoff just 2 games into his Old Trafford career, 3 days after the 18-year-old French man limped out of the defeat by Arsenal at the Sophie Stadium in Los Angeles. He was seen on crutches with his left foot in a protective boot at United's training base. Yoro, who only made his debut against Rangers at the Murrayfield 11 days ago following his transfer from Lille, is set to miss United's final tour game against Liverpool in South Carolina this weekend, and there are fears that he may be ruled out of the start of the season. United face Manchester City in the Community Shield at Wembley on August 10th before kicking off the Premier League campaign at home to Fulham 6 days later. United are expected to give an update on Yoro's fitness later this week. Atletico Madrid are in talks with Chelsea to sign Conor Gallagher. Gallagher is not due to fly out of the United States to join the rest of the Blues squad for the remainder of their preseason tour, but is instead set to return to Cobham. The 24-year-old boyhood fan of the club will do so with his future up the air, having been afforded an extended break by Chelsea after England's run to the Euro 2024 final. Gallagher is set to enter into the final year of his contract, making this summer one of Chelsea's last opportunities to cash in on their homegrown star, who they value at £50 million. Enzo Fernandez is now back with the Chelsea squad in the United States 2 weeks after the £106.8 million midfielder sparked a racism storm with a video uploaded to his Instagram during Argentina's Copa America celebrations. Fernandez arrived in Atlanta and immediately apologized, sparked a racism storm with a video uploaded to his Instagram during Argentina's Copa America celebrations. Fernandez arrived in Atlanta and immediately apologized to his teammates in person. He had been in constant contact with players since publicly and privately saying sorry for filming himself and fellow members of the Argentina national team singing an offensive song about French counterparts. Fernandez voluntarily offered to make a contribution to an anti-discrimination charity in recognition of his misjudgment, which impressed his Blues bosses. A Brazilian swimmer who had been banished from the Olympic Games after sneaking out of the athletic village with her boyfriend to go on a night out in Paris has broken her silence on being sent home. Ana Carolina Vieira and Gabriel Santos had allegedly been found trying to leave the Olympic village. It came after she had crashed out of the 4x100 meters freestyle relay on Saturday, with Brazil placing 7th in the women's second heat. The incident had occurred on July 26, with the 22-year-old leaving the village without permission, but when reprimanded for the indiscretion, take two. But when reprimanded for the indiscretion by the Brazilian Olympic Committee, Carolina Vieira had allegedly abused them and was sent back home. And that's how we call it a wrap on the Sports News Update. I am Anthony Momodu.
Thank you for staying with us, Anthony Momodu. Thank you for that reporting here. But then again, something happened on Tuesday night, which many Nigerians and of course the world didn't get to know until just yesterday morning. But Global TV brought it as a piece of breaking news as quickly as possible. It was about the passing of one of Nigeria's foremost musicians, poets, actors, politician, brand ambassador. I mean, she was just several things in one. I thought about her for a second, and what came to mind was a documentary about late Tupac Amaru Shakur, when somebody said that he squeezed several lifetimes into his 25 years on earth. And that's the way many of us, I mean, as relatively young as I am, I have come to see Onyeka Onwenu because this is a woman who had done songs that got to the heart of Nigerians time and again. And to even think that was the days of, those were the days of military regimes, you know, and she was not on the streets for the most part. She was not fighting any kind of war, but she was doing her music, and the message was very clear. So both those who were in power and those who were being, for want of better, was powered. All right, but today we look back at her legacies and realize that it's not so much about how much you are out there as it is about the little you're doing in that your small corner to make a difference in your world and in your own cycle.
Very important. And of course, you know, Onyeka Onwenu, she was a legend for me. Right. Someone, I love her songs. The best, my favorite was Iyo Gogo, Iyo Gogo. I love that one. I love one.
So African.
Oh, so African. Beautifully. As you can just sit down and listen and know that, especially the song One Love keeps us together. Right. Really, you could feel that, yes, One Love actually brings us together. It doesn't matter your tribe, your religion, where you're from, or who you are. That One Love portrays everything in that album, Onyeka Onwenu. And then I was little, very little, when I stumbled upon one of her interviews. I was watching the TV, and she says, and the presenter asked the question and said, how did you get this white,
the gray patch?
Yes, was it, did you grow up with it, or was this something that, is it your style? And she was like, this gray patch you see, someone was about to, spray her 50 naira and his cigarette, was it 50 or 30 naira, and his cigarette burnt her hair, and that's how she got it. I was like, oh wow.
And it became a signature.
It became a signature, and she's so classy, so beautiful, and you know, one of my favorites of all times. But may her gentle soul rest in peace. I won't say it's a sad note. Let's celebrate her, celebrate life, because she's a strong woman and she made impact in our society. Of course, you know, she held various positions and all of that, and still, well, may her soul rest in peace.
Of course, it has to rest in peace, because she did songs, amazing songs that also gave the country peace, or at least did send a message that peace is all we need, and then she powered that using Love. Well, you know, by the way, Joe, she did a remake of One Love with Samsung not so long ago. Let's just call it the contemporary version of it. Okay. I'm sure Gen Zs will be able to relate to that better.
Yes, I'm sure.
All right, because not many of them have.
You're not a Gen Z?
I can be a Gen Z.
Are you seriously? Oh my goodness, speak for yourself though. Just kidding.
Very good. I think the phenomenon wants to make everyone a Gen Z these days.
No. Not all of us.
But then, I think when we look at the life and time of Onyeka Onwenu, just a reminder that it matters how we make impacts in a small sphere of influence, all right, and how that changes the narrative for the better for not just Nigeria, but for the world indeed. We're taking a quick break now, everyone. When we return, We'll talk to you about food and how that also impacts your health and overall well-being. Do stay with us.
Stay tuned.
Global Morning is your ultimate destination for engaging political and economic matters. I am Uyi Agmofwebe.
And don't forget to include social discussions. Tune in every weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am Queen Agaba.
For insightful breakfast ideas, business summaries, sports highlights, international and local news perspective, I am Anthony Momodu.
Don't miss the in-depth analysis of current and political issues by the Global Morning team and experts. I am Jumai Manson.
Catch Global Morning here on Global Television. Getting on the action. I am Edikan Michael.
We are
the Global Morning team.
For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on Global Televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society.
With every government and introduction of new policies, businesses of all kinds and sizes seize the opportunity to evolve and redefine themselves. Business Point on Global Television is where we follow the money and put the facts and figures right in front of you. Watch Business Point every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. as Kikelamo Okeri tracks all the latest developments across critical sectors. Business Point, this is business.
Are you ready to be entertained like never before? Get ready to dive into the latest and greatest entertainment news in lifestyle, music, movies, birthday celebration, and so much more. All on Entertainment Circle on Global Television. From the hottest red carpet event to exclusive interviews with your favorite stars, we've got you covered. Stay up to date with the latest trends and news from the entertainment world, all in one place. Tune in every Saturday by 1 p.m. with Chong Annabelle Joseph on Global Television.
In an ever-busy world, the increasing challenge of keeping track of health matters can be extremely demanding. Follow the latest health tips and trends on Health Guide on Global Television on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Health Guide on Global Television. Put your health first. Get ready for it. Inside Today brings you issues relating to family, peer pressure, drugs, substance abuse, societal and topical issues making rounds. Join Jumai Manson on Global Television Monday to Thursday and it repeats every Friday. Time 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Don't miss out.
Are you a food lover? Do you care about your health and nutrition? Are you interested in exploring the diverse culinary traditions from around the world? Then look no further. Introducing Lunch Global on Global Television, a show that takes you on a delicious journey through the world of food, nutrition, and diet. So, whether you're a seasoned foodie, a health enthusiast, or simply curious about the world of food, Lunch Global has something for everyone. Tune in Mondays to Fridays and let your taste bud take you on a journey of flavor, culture, and discovery on Lunch Global. Bon appetit!
Time check. It's midday. Then it's Midday Discourse. Midday Discourse is a program that covers trending local and international news, current issues, and human-related topics. Join Samuel Odi weekdays 1 p.m. on Global Television. The discussion starts here.
It's time for sports' biggest moments on Global Television. The headlines, scores, breaking news, and commentaries on sporty events. Talking with the biggest players, strikers, and about the slam dunks and goals, stunning saves, near misses, and upsets. Let's talk about the greatest home runs, comebacks, knockdowns, and victories. Talk sports with the king of sports, Anthony Momodu. Weekdays, 10 a.m. Don't miss out.
Hello, children. Gather around, let me tell you a story. Do you know that stories have a way of captivating the minds of children, bringing fun and imagination to teach them morals? Join Sharon Ajay as she takes you to explore the thrilling and exciting world of storytelling.
I'll be sharing with you our next interesting story.
Tune in every Saturday on Global Television, time 5:30 p.m.
Is the desk on Global Television?
Nigeria. Come join Anthony Momodu on television's most compelling and facts-finding talk live show.
We are the Palestinians, we are the Canaanites, because
that this country gets it right.
Who are these bandits? It's the Dex on Global Television, where we analyze and dissect storming issues and commentaries in the world's biggest black nation, Nigeria.
Who is being held accountable for this money?
The eyes have it.
We stay and decide policies and reforms on the Dex. Tune in Mondays to Fridays, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Global Television. Let's stay on the Dex.
Global Morning is your ultimate destination for engaging political and economic matters. I am Uyi Agmofwebe.
And don't forget to include social discussions. Tune in every weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am Queen Agaba.
For insightful breakfast ideas, business summaries, sports highlights, international and local news perspective, I am Anthony Momodu.
Don't miss the in-depth analysis of current and political issues.
With us, everyone. We have lots up ahead for you. Just a quick reminder, including the AMUs, and of course, we'll take a look at the papers for you. You can already imagine what the dominant headlines will be this morning, considering where we are at the moment. But just a while ago, Juma and I said we're going to talk to you about food and how that also impacts your health.
Of course, up next is a segment, Taste and Texture. We have something delicious for you all. And yes, Juma Manson is not going to tell you what the recipe is. You have to sit back, get your pen and paper, and you have to watch on your own. Stay tuned. Up next is Taste and Texture.
Good morning and welcome to Taste and Texture. Today we'll be making chai seed pudding. This chai pudding recipe is the perfect breakfast or snack to meal prep for the week. It's creamy, satisfying, and loaded with protein and fiber. If you haven't tried chai seed pudding before, now is the time. It's the perfect healthy breakfast or snack to meal prep for the week, and it's super easy to make. Here's all you need to make this easy chai seed pudding: your chai seed, almond milk, maple syrup, and cinnamon for warm depth of flavor. Optional but delicious. Add a pinch of salt to make all the flavors pop. This chai seed pudding recipe couldn't be simpler to make. First, combine the ingredients in little mason jar. If you don't have a jar, use another small airtight container or whisk together the ingredients in a bowl. Next, shake. Secure the lid on the top of the jar and vigorously shake to combine the ingredients. Then chill. Pop the pudding into the refrigerator for a few hours. An hour or two later, stir, This step is crucial for breaking up any seed clumps within the pudding. If the chai seeds stay bunched together, they won't absorb the liquid in the jar, making for a lumpy, crunchy chai seed pudding. Then chill again. After stirring, cover the jar and refrigerate for 8 hours or overnight. Then chill again. After stirring, cover the jar and refrigerate for 8 hours or overnight. Your chai seed pudding is ready to eat when it has a creamy, pudding-like texture. Just add your favorite toppings and enjoy. On its own, chai pudding is creamy, rich and lightly sweet. Load up your chai seed pudding for a healthy breakfast or snack. If you're meal prepping this chai seed pudding recipe, wait to add the toppings until right before you eat. And that's that for taste and texture today. Bye!
Global TV concept is the emerging, brand that everybody must watch. So I subscribe, and I'm prescribing that we must all be ready to begin to watch Global TV.
So keep watching Global TV, especially for updates on agriculture, food, commodities, and without food, there is no great nation.
So please watch Global TV because it's going to change your life.
Global Morning is your ultimate destination for engaging political and economic matters. I am Uyi Agmofwebe.
And don't forget to include social discussions. Tune in every weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am Queen Agaba.
For insightful breakfast ideas, business summaries, sports highlights, international and local news perspective, I am Anthony Momodu.
Don't miss the in-depth analysis of current and political issues by the Global Morning team and experts. I am Jumai Manson.
Catch Global Morning here on Global Television. Getting on the action. I am Edikan Michael.
We are
the Global Morning team.
For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on Global Televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society.
With every government and introduction of new policies, businesses of all kinds and sizes seize the opportunity to evolve and redefine themselves. Business Point on Global Television is where we follow the money and put the facts and figures right in front of you. Watch Business Point every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. as Kikelamo Okeri tracks all the latest developments across critical sectors. Business Point. This is business.
Are you ready to be entertained like never before? Get ready to dive into the latest and greatest entertainment news in lifestyle, music, movies, birthday celebration, and so much more, all on Entertainment Circle on Global Television. From the hottest red carpet event to exclusive interviews with your favorite stars, we've got you covered. Stay up to date with the latest trends and news from the entertainment world, all in one place. Tune in every Saturday by 1 p.m. with Chong Annabelle Joseph on Global Television.
In an ever-busy world, the increasing challenge of keeping track of health matters can be extremely demanding. Follow the latest health tips and trends on Health Guide on Global Television on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Health Guide on Global Television. Put your health first. Get ready for it. Inside Today brings you issues relating to family, peer pressure, drugs, substance abuse, societal and topical issues making rounds. Join Jumaine Manson on Global Television Monday to Thursday and it repeats every Friday. Time 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Don't miss out.
Are you a food lover? Do you care about your health and nutrition? Are you interested in exploring the diverse culinary traditions from around the world? Then look no further. Introducing Lunch Global on Global Television, the show that takes you on a delicious journey through the world of food, nutrition, and diet. So, whether you're a seasoned foodie, a health enthusiast, or simply curious about the world of food, Lunch Global has something for everyone. Tune in Mondays to Fridays and let your taste bud take you on a journey of flavor, culture, and discovery on Lunch Global. Bon appetit!
Time check. It's midday. Then it's Midday Discourse. Midday Discourse is a program that covers trending local and international news, current issues, and human-related topics. Join Samuel Odi weekdays 1 p.m. on Global Television. The discussion starts here.
It's time for sports' biggest moments on Global Television. The headlines, scores, breaking news, and commentaries on sporty events. Talking with the biggest players, strikers, and about the slam dunks and goals, stunning saves, near misses, and upsets. Let's talk about the greatest home runs, comebacks, knockdowns, and victories. Talk sports with the king of sports, Anthony Momodu. Weekdays, 10 a.m. Don't miss out.
Hello, children. Gather around, let me tell you a story. Do you know that stories have a way of captivating the minds of children, bringing fun and imagination to teach them morals? Join Sharon Ajay as she takes you to explore the thrilling and exciting world of storytelling.
I'll be sharing with you our next interesting story.
Tune in every Saturday on Global Television, time 5:30 p.m.
Is the desk on Global Television?
Nigeria. Come join Anthony Momodu on television's most compelling and facts-finding talk live show.
We are the Palestinians. We are the Canaan because
that this country gets it right.
Who are these bandits? It's the Dex on Global Television, where we analyze and dissect storming issues and commentaries in the world's biggest black nation, Nigeria.
Who is being held accountable for this money?
The eyes have it.
We stay and decide policies and reforms on the Dex. Tune in Mondays to Fridays, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Global Television. Let's stay on the Dex.
Global Morning is your ultimate destination for engaging political and economic matters. I am Uyi Agmofwebe.
And don't forget to include social discussions. Tune in every weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am Queen Agaba.
For insightful breakfast ideas, business summaries, sports highlights, international and local news perspective, I am Anthony Momodu.
Don't miss the in-depth analysis of current and political issues by the Global Morning team and experts. I am Jumaine Manson.
Catch Global Morning here on Global Television. Getting on the action. I am Edikan Michael.
We are
the Global Morning team.
for an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions. Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitics.
Global television is people's television. It's for the people. They focus on the content of deliverables.
Watching Global Television, channel 365 on your DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. Hey!
This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs.
This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, a station to watch for current affairs and other societal news. Keep watching live.
Watching Global TV on DSTV channel 365, where don't touch it now, just watch.
This is Global TV. Keep watching on channel 365 on DSTV station and listening to the latest updates. Yay!
This is Global Television on DSTV, channel 365. Keep watching. Yay!
Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to AM News on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. We'd like to remind you that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365. Apologies for starting the news a bit late. It's due to circumstances beyond our control. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, has urged Nigerians to shun the proposed nationwide protest and instead pursue peace, dialogue and collaboration in addressing the country's challenges. The SGF made this statement during the press conference with journalists and media executives at the Radio House in Abuja. He acknowledged the right to protest, but expressed concerns about the planned protest being hijacked by bandits, insurgents, and other criminals. The Speaker of House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, has appealed to the Nigerian youths to dialogue their demands instead of planned protests in the interest of the nation. He made the appeal in Abuja at the town hall meeting with youth groups and organizations at the National Assembly complex. Edikin Michael has details.
Nigerian youth, progressive Nigerian youth.
Honorable Abbas, who noted the frustrations and reservations of the Nigerian youth, said the present administrations will not relent in its efforts to bring soccer to Nigerians.
It is crucial to understand that meaningful reform often requires time and consensus, particularly for issues embedded in statutory and constitutional frameworks. Incremental change is vital, and your engagement is essential. We must work together on a sustained step-by-step basis to address our challenges and achieve the Nigeria we all aspire to have.
He reiterated that the government is investing in infrastructure to ensure farmers' priorities are addressed.
The government has invested in modern farming techniques and infrastructure to ensure farmers have the resources to increase yield and profitability. Again, your voice matters and we are listening.
Highlighting the effort of President Tinubu's administration, the Minister of Youth, Jamila Ibrahim, added that the Tinubu-led administration has also made significant strides in providing access to funds for young entrepreneurs through various schemes.
Youth Investment Fund used to be an annual disbursement or annual release of 25 billion for 3 years. But the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu graciously approved that the fund be restructured and expanded with a yearly disbursement starting from the 2024 appropriation of 110 billion as opposed to the initial 75 billion.
The coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Ali Mohammed Pate, further explained the administration effort in tackling the economic hardship and poverty.
For us in health, we focus on the poorest and most vulnerable, our mothers. Everyone here has a mother. Let them survive. That's why we're expanding primary health care. More than 8,800 of them reached. More than 2 million Nigerians in the last 1 year access health care through the Vulnerable Groups Fund, in addition to the others who are insured. We're investing in upgrading CASA infrastructure across the country, 6 geopolitical zones. We'll soon be groundbreaking of 10 major hospital infrastructure. Just this week, he approved graciously, Mr. President, 7,887 dialysis sets for those who are suffering from kidney disease. I can go on and on. On the healthcare value chain, we spent a year building block by block under the President's initiative to unlock the healthcare value chain.
Speaking on behalf of youth groups, the All Progressive Congress youth leader, Israel Dayo, urged the youth to remember that nation building is the collective task and stressed the need to shun violence and embrace dialogue in resolving the issues at stake.
Our government must please do its best to make the work of the president come out and be proactive rather than reactionary. Am I speaking your mind, young people? Yes. But let me assure you, let me assure you, my brothers and my friends, that as much as we are angry, we want a Nigeria that works. We want a country where we feel we can call home, where we comfortably as young people do not get harassed by police because we have dreadlocks, where we don't have to struggle, but be assured that the man at the wheel, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President and Commander-in-Chief, is here because of you.
The recent call for a nationwide protest against hunger and bad governance in the country is expected to all nationwide from August 1st to 10th. However, there have been a series of meetings and calls by government and groups to stop the protest from holding due to fear that it might be hijacked by infiltrators who do not mean well for the country. Edika Michael, Global TV News.
Meanwhile, a member representing Ido Osi Umba Ileje Meje Federal Constituency, Honorable Kolawole Akinloya Layo, pardon me, has enjoined Nigerians to shelve the planned protest to give federal government more time to execute its laudable programs. Akinlayo, while speaking to journalists shortly after a town hall meeting organized by the House of Representatives, said protest was not the solution to the challenges which the administration was working tirelessly to solve. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has met with lawyers and activists who have spoken in support of peaceful protests planned by young Nigerians against government policies. Others who attended the virtual meeting include police spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi, senior advocates Femi Falana and Ebun Adeburua, and human rights lawyer Enibihe Efyong. Efyong, who has pledged legal support for arrested protesters, provided some details of discussions at the meeting. The meeting is believed to be part of the Nigerian government's efforts to prevent the planned protests by young Nigerians from turning violent. Ahead of Thursday's planned nationwide protest, which is today, over hunger and hardship in the country, the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, West Africa has expressed concern over the threats and responses. Director of the center, Dr. Dauda Garuba, urged the Nigerian government to respect citizens' rights to peaceful assembly. He said by upholding citizens' right to protest, the government can ensure a peaceful two-way exchange by listening to the voices of and feedback from citizens. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has trained stakeholders in comprehensive knowledge and practical skills in various aspects governing active pharmaceutical ingredients manufacturing. NAFDAC, in the two-day program, recognized the need to encourage, build capacity, and strengthen the regulators and local manufacturers with all that's required to explore this critical area in healthcare system, thereby improving access to safe, effective, and affordable medicines. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has identified discontinuity as the major ban to public service reforms in the country. Obasanjo stated in Abuja at a national workshop organized by the AIG Emehinde Foundation, the former president highlighted 5 principal elements to reforms, which include the initiator of the reform, the driver, the owner, executor, and sustainer. Also speaking, the former Minister of Education, Dr. Obe Ezekwesili, noted that importance of political environment is usually underplayed by technocrats, as the quality of politics drives the incentives of people who decide to stay or leave the public service. Still on the news, the federal government has activated National Emergency Operations Center to coordinate responses and provide timely support to victims of floods and public health concerns. The Director General, National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Zibada Umar, disclosed this at a National Emergency Coordination Forum held in Abuja. The forum brought together stakeholders to review the current flood situation and strengthen mitigation and response strategies across Nigeria. The Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma, has called on the Southern National Traditional Ruler Council from the 16 states of the region to reach out to the northern counterparts to unite Nigeria. Uzodinma spoke at the inauguration of the Southern Nigerian Traditional Rulers Council in Owerri by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume. Still on the news, the Kano State Independent Electoral Commission has scheduled November 30, 2024 for the local government elections in the state. The chairman of the commission, Sani Mulafashi, announced the date while addressing a news conference in Kano. He said the notification of the election will be issued on November 15th. Nomination forms will be available from October 1st to October 11th, with submissions of the forms due by October 18th, 2024. He noted that the screening of candidates will take place from October 18th to October 20th, while the list of eligible candidates will release on October 24th. The election will follow thereafter. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has expressed concerns over the political tension in Edo State ahead of the September 21st governorship election in the state. Professor Yakubu said INEC would be meeting with security agencies to address the concerns. The Nigerian singer and songwriter Onyeka Onwenu is dead. She died at the age of 72, having collapsed after a performance at a birthday party. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has extended his profound condolences to the family of the late singer, songwriter, actress, journalist, activist, and politician Onyeka Onwenu. Tinubu conveyed his condolence through a statement signed by his special advisor on media and publicity, Ajiru Ngalale. Tinubu celebrated the life of the versatile and extremely gifted artist who devoted herself to a wide range of artistic endeavors and expressions, bringing joy and laughter to many. He extended his condolences to the entertainment industry and the Imo State government and the numerous fans of the departed star over this immeasurable loss. Professor Ali Patami has re-emphasized the importance of soft skills over academic qualifications to achieve prosperity in any career, urging the government to integrate the skills into the curriculum. Speaking at a graduation ceremony at the Al Nasser Center of Comprehensive Education in Abuja, he made reference to the Quran regarding the importance of knowledge and skill acquisition. Patami said a successful career depends on individual perceptions and priorities, adding that some people would rather chase material gains while others prefer to focus on their passion. You're watching AM News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms by using the Global TV engine and the handles now showing on your screen. When AM News return, Hamas leader assassinated in Iran. We'll bring you this and other more stories right after this break. Do stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcasts of AM News. Thank you for staying with us. On our business desk, President Bola Tinubu has approved a monthly stipend of 50,000 naira for 10,000 youths in the Niger Delta to alleviate current economic hardships. Senate President Godswill Akpabio announced this at the Niger Delta Sensitization Conference for Ethnic Nationalities, Youth and Women in Port Harcourt. The payment will be made through the NDDC Youth Incentive Scheme and will last for an initial 12 months with a possibility of extension. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says although the bags of rice to be sold by the federal government for 40,000 naira were available, sales centers cannot be announced for fear of being hijacked and hoarded by people who have money. Recall that the federal government, through the minister on Monday, said it had created centers across the country where Nigerians could purchase 50 kg bags of rice for 40,000 naira. Idris said the initiatives were one of the several initiatives by the Tinubu administration to ease living conditions for citizens. The Central Bank of Nigeria has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting the federal government's target of achieving a $1 trillion economy. Acting Director of Financial Policy and Regulations, Mr. John Onoja, representing CBN Governor Dr. Olayemi Cardoso, stated this at the ANVIS 2024 Banking Sector Report launch. He said CBN have been working towards creating an enabling environment for business and individuals, tackling institutional deficiencies, restoring corporate governance, strengthening regulations, and implementing prudent guidelines and policies. Now, in a bid to caution the effect of the inflationary trend in Nigeria, the federal government, through the Nigerian Customs Service, NCS, has suspended import duties and taxes on some items to make them more affordable for Nigerians. The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, who disclosed this, said the government was committed to addressing the situation in a seamless manner with a view to reducing hunger in the land. He explained that global inflation is impacting countries worldwide, including Nigeria, adding that the agency has streamlined export processes to facilitate the efficient movement of Nigerian goods to international markets. The federal government has assured Nigerians that the prices of food items nationwide will crash due to its commitment to ensure food security through the use of new farming techniques in Nigeria. The Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Dr. Aliyu Abdullahi, who stated this in Abuja at the 48th Annual Conference of the Soil Science Society of Nigeria, said the government is fully aware of the current food crisis in Nigeria. Abdullahi explained that the government was exploring various indices to ensure food security in the country. On our foreign news now, Hamas top political leader Ismail Haniyeh has been killed in Iran. In a statement, the Palestinian group said Haniyeh, who lived in exile, was killed after a treacherous Zionist attack on his residence. Senior Hamas official Musa Abu Marzak said the assassination is a cowardly act that will not go unpunished. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps also confirmed Haniyeh's death hours after he attended the swearing-in ceremony for the country's new president, Masoud Krasinkin. U.S. Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris has launched a stirring attack on Donald Trump, telling her biggest campaign rally yet that the momentum was shifting in the White House race and daring the Republican to debate her face-to-face. Vice President Harris' trip to Atlanta, Georgia comes as a re-energized Democratic regards the swing state as being in play again after it looked beyond hope under the President Joe Biden before his shock withdrawal from the 2024 election. The resumptive Democratic nominees aiming to extend the party's 2024 battleground map and appeal to young black voters, delivering a firm 20-minute speech to about 10,000 supporters in a packed arena and pledging Americans are not going back to the failed policies of Trump. Former BBC News anchor Hugh Edwards, one of the most recognizable faces on UK television, pleaded guilty to 3 counts of making indecent images of children. The 62-year-old, who resigned from the BBC in April on medical advice 6 months after he was arrested, faces a maximum prison sentence of 10 years and a minimum of 12 months. Under English law, electronic communications involving indecent imagery of children, including receiving and downloading pictures and videos, can constitute the offense of making indecent images of children. Sudan's military leader, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, has survived an assassination attack. The army spokesman Nabil Abdallah, who announced this in a statement, blamed the paramilitary rapid support forces, which the army had been battling for the last 16 months for control of the country. He said 2 drones had struck an army graduation ceremony, killing 5 people at a base in Jabat in the East Territory under the control of the military. Over now to sport, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria says the body can't explain how the name of the women's 100-meter national champion, Favour Ofili, is missing from the women's 100-meter event of the Paris Olympic Games, insisting she was registered for the 100-meter, 200-meter and the women's 400 meters relay. Technical Director of AFN, Samuel Onikuku, and however said the body was as shocked as the athlete over the development. Super Falcons of Nigeria have crashed out of the Paris 2024 Olympics after losing 3-1 to Japan. Japan raised 2 goals up by Mikhail Hamono and Mina Tanaka in the opening minutes before wrapping up the victory with another goal by Hikaru Hatkagwe after Jennifer Echijine thought she had given the Nigerians a lifeline. 3 years after Tokyo Olympics were held amid strict precautions and with no fans because of the global COVID-19 pandemic, there is now another fear of the disease in Paris. The virus has forced athletes to withdraw from the event at the Paris Games and has another drone in max again. Several athletes have tested positive, including Australia winner Lani Plestar, who was a medal hope in the women's 1,500 meters freestyle, but had to withdraw from the event. Now, as we end the AM News, let's take a quick look at our top stories again. We brought to you that the Secretary to the Government of the Federation urges Nigerians to shun calls for anti-hunger protests. And then we said, nationwide protest reps appeals for dialogue. NAFDAC trains strike holders in pharmaceutical ingredient production. And then we brought to you that the federal government gives reason for not disclosing centers for sale of rice. Recapitalization, CBN to support $1 trillion economy. Target says Cardoso. And on the foreign scene, Sudan's military leader survives drone strikes, Army says. Ex-BBC presenter Edward pleads guilty to indecent child images charge. And in sports, we said we registered Ofili from 100-meter. AFN insists Super Falcons blow out of Olympics after 3-1 defeat to Japan. And that's it on AM News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Remember, we're on DSTV channel 365. And Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms by using the Global TV engine and the handles now showing on your screen. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good morning.
Global television is people's television. It's for the people. They focus on the contents of deliverables.
Global Television, channel 365 on your DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs.
Hey! This is Global Television Channel 365 on DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs.
This is Global Television Channel 365 on DSTV, a station to watch for current affairs and other societal news. Keep watching live.
Watching Global TV on DSTV Channel 365. Where don't touch it now, just watch.
This is Global TV. Keep watching on Channel 365 on DSTV station and listening to the latest updates. Yay!
This is Global Television on DSTV, Channel 365. Keep watching. Yay!
Frankly speaking, it is now time for Nigeria to see that Global TV has come and has come to stay.
Just 1 year. This is a plus for Global Television
My take on Global TV presence on DSTV, first of all, I must say is a great feat. And in this new age, it takes technology to take over.
I believe that Global TV coming into the arena will change the context of international broadcasting in Nigeria.
But I believe that Global TV has come not just to give us anything but the truth and the valued information that we need at hand.
I think Global TV presence will make a very great difference among all other channels. Their presence now on DSTV stations is going to make a very lot of difference among others.
Really believe with the pedigree and the reputation Global TV has gathered for themselves for the last 1 year of their being in existence and being in operation, they are really going to change, have a lot of impact on the digital perspective of TV broadcasting.
New height with this new feat, you are actually going to make us proud, especially within the content that you are delivering for the Nigerian people.
Let's turn to big headlines on national dailies for you at this point in today's presentation of the papers. Let's begin with Daily Trusts with stories above, just beneath the nameplate of it. Left end, it says EFCC probes immigration over passports, visa scams. Stock investors lose 32 billion naira amid sell-offs. Seems like some mad rush there for some sort of bearish moments at the stock, the capital market, right? Bandits kill 2, abduct 20 in fresh attack on Sokoto community. And then we have the Star headline that reads, as protest begins, governments urge restraint, with about 4 riders accompanying that headline. Reduce demonstration to 1 or 3 days, organizers, lawyer. Bandits, insurgents may hijack rallies. That's according to Secretary to Government of the Federation. Bomb scare in Lagos, Abuja residents stockpile food. We won't tolerate violence, governors warn. Provide security for journalists, MRA tells federal government. Pension funds surged to 20.48 trillion naira in June. That's according to the Pension Commission. 3 arrested over killing of Justice Ajumogobia's daughter. You know, this was very brutal. An incident in Lagos. The daughter of Justice Ophili Ajumogobia. We're told the lady just got married recently, medical doctor. At the point she was alone in the house, somewhere around the Parkview Estate, Lekki, Lagos. But so far we understand from the spokesperson of the police in Lagos that 2 suspects have been taken, 3 suspects actually have been taken into custody, 2 maids and a driver. So investigations are ongoing. We just want to see how these turns out. But the part that really gets to me is how that first the body was found outside the gates, and some eyewitness says there had been an attempt to wipe off the blood inside the house and things like that. So it looks like a murder that went south. All right, so that again is what the police will need to tell the public in due course.
Yeah, this is very sad. You cannot trust who you bring into your home anymore. You cannot trust who helps you. You have to be very vigilant.
It's crazy, but as I say, what can we do? It just turns out to be one very sad incident. I'm wondering how the family is dealing with this.
Oh, God.
It's just a crazy moment. But let's see how soon the law enforcement can unravel those behind it, and then watch justice take its full course. Right? I think that's the much we have for you on the Daily Trust this morning. Let's move on to our next port of call.
Yes, and the next port of call is The Guardian, and it says here, the kicker there, says hunger, protest, anxiety in states as protesters insist ignore government appeal. And still on The Guardian, it says Adamawa denies receiving 20 trucks of grains from federal government. And you can see that on the news page 30. Tributes for elegant stallion Owenu as beat stops at 72. And now amid 30 trillion naira probe, NAS amends CBN's act to rise W&M loans to federal government. Now, police for bomb attack in Lagos restrict protesters to 2 venues. And you can see that, you can find that news on page 3 on The Guardian. And it says court restricts protesters to 4 centers in Ogun. And basically, that is it on The Guardian. So go out and get your Guardian newspaper for more details.
All right, so let's turn to our next paper for you, away from The Guardian newspaper now. We move on to The Nation newspaper. Let's see what that will be. We'll move on to The Nation newspaper, and here it says, first off, okay, we're getting right to it. Okay, Guardian newspaper, big headline. Or we do The Nation, yes, The Nation, not Telegraph, The Nation newspaper.
New Telegraph.
I think it should be the Nation newspaper that we are going to. Okay, The Nation, big story says why protests is unnecessary by Akume, Edo, of course, Bagudu, and Alake. Those are very key